division to Washington. Afterwards, rumors swirling, centering around draft positioning for the Philadelphia Eagles. So what were you thinking, Doug Pederson?
Yes, I was coaching to win. Yes, that was my decision solely. Nate has obviously been here for 4 years, and I felt that he deserved an opportunity to get some snaps. And listen, if there's anything out there that thinks that I was not trying to win the game, I mean, you know, Ertz is out there, Brandon Graham's out there, Darius Slay's out there. You know, all our top guys are still on the field at the end. So we were going to win the game.
Meanwhile, Jalen's like, I still have a few questions, Coach. So, Nick, let me start with you. What was your reaction to Doug Pederson saying he was, quote, coaching to win last night?
Yeah, I understand the collective outrage of everyone from the broadcasters to the fans to players on the opposing team or the team fighting to get in the playoffs. And this, you had a coach play a clearly inferior quarterback when that game was going to drastically impact whether or not another team got into the postseason. And the team that missed out on the postseason wasn't a nothing team. It was the 10-6 Miami Dolphins, because that's what Mike Tomlin did, and nobody cares. The hell are we talking about?
Yeah.
Like, this happens all the time in Week 17. Guess what, Giants? Guess what, Giant fans? You know why you missed the playoffs? Because you were 31st in the NFL in points. You know why you missed the playoffs? Because you started 1-7. And then when you finally started playing well in December, you lost 3 games in a row where you scored 2 touchdowns. Doug Pederson owes the Giants nothing. Now, if I'm an Eagles fan, would I have wanted to see Jalen try to execute a fourth-quarter comeback? I think I would have. If I'm an Eagles fan, is there an argument to be made that Doug Pederson made the wrong choice for his team? Yeah, I'll listen to that argument. But this idea that he did a disservice to the Giants, who the hell cares? Doug Pederson don't work for the Giants. He has no loyalty to the Giants. The Giants should have handled their own business at any other point. He wanted to get Nate Sudfeld in the game for whatever reason it was, whether it was to help draft positioning, whether it was to look at him as a backup quarterback, or even if it was just to stick it to Carson Wentz. Don't care. He's allowed to do whatever he wants in Week 17. So I don't understand, Brandon, why people are acting like Week 17 in the NFL is this time where every team always is doing everything they can to win, when we saw throughout the NFL, that's not how the week goes.
Yeah, look, I'll be quick here because I want to get Wild's reaction because he seems distraught over what you're saying. There's only a little bit that I can add to what you're saying because I see this the same way, Nick. To me, this is a Week 17 game where there is nothing on the line for the Philadelphia Eagles besides messing up their draft position and also not seeing what they have. And the reality is Doug Pederson, Wilds, he can't say the truth. You know this. How many times have we seen head coaches and players stand at the podium, talk to the media, and not say what's really on their mind? So what Doug Pederson could have said, but probably got a lot of pushback, is like, look, guys, I can care less about the Giants. Nick, you just talked about that. I don't get paid by them, all right? They don't pay me. The Tisch family, they don't pay me. So when you look at this situation for me, I'm looking at what's best for my team long term. You have a quarterback in Nate Sudfeld who's been on that roster for 4 years, and you don't know what you have. He is an unrestricted free agent. So I need to see what this guy has. He can potentially turn into trade capital. He could potentially be our backup quarterback. So I need to see if I'm going to pay him $3-4 million to back up Jalen Hurts. So Wilds, I think that this was an okay decision, and I also think that it was best for the organization.
Okay, what has happened I thought 2020 was a terrible year, but we're off to a horrible start in 2021. Nick is saying, and I'm sorry, Nick, I don't like to start the show by saying terrible take under my breath. When you compare it to Ben Roethlisberger, who's resting for the playoffs, if sitting Jalen Hurts, who also is the future. So, Brandon, I get like seeing what you got. Jalen Hurts has completed 77 passes. Is the report card done on Jalen Hurts? Wouldn't you like to see what he looks like with a fourth quarter comeback? We were ripping Brian Flores for pulling 2 out of the game to put in Ryan Fitzpatrick, and now you're going to put in Sudfeld, and the idea that you don't know what you got for 4 years. You don't,
but you
Brandon.
know what you have, Wiles.
He's never had a fourth quarter comeback. Wouldn't you like to see that?
Another quarter? Yeah, but another quarter tell us who Jalen Hurts is. At this point now, they know what he does well and what he needs to work on. Where's his challenges? So they're going to take the information from the last couple games, go into the offseason and say, okay, here's the notes. Here's where you need to get better. So no, I don't think another quarter would have put them in a better position. Like, this was the right thing to do for the organization because you have Nate Sudfeld. Do I pay this guy $3, $4, $5 million to be the backup? Do we let this guy ride?
4 years.
But hold on, but hold on.
Yeah, but Jenna, he hasn't had any game time.
He's had no real reps. But also, people aren't mad because he did the Eagles a disservice. They're mad by proxy because the Giants, the 6-10 Giants, the 0-5 to start the season, 1-7 in the midway point Giants got screwed here. By the way, Doug Pederson, if he was thinking about the Giants, you know what maybe he was thinking about? Guess what? The Giants would have Chase Young on their team if what? If they didn't win in week 17 last year and cost themselves that pick. So for a million reasons, I understand what Doug Pederson's doing. Week 17, Wilds, is weird. Week 17, we had the Seahawks. They could have taken knees. Russell Wilson throws a pass to David Moore to get him an incentive. You had Tom Brady doing shovel passes to Antonio Brown. Not a lot of people talked about it, but week 17, you had the Saints let a contest winner take reps at quarterback. What? Oh, that was Taysom Hill. My bad. But still, the point holds. Week 17 is weird.
You had me going.
Week 17, you can't. If you go into the week needing someone else to help you out, you might be screwed. And by the way, Jenna, if they leave Jalen in, it's not like it's a sure thing the Eagles win. They gave Jalen a chance to take the lead, and he threw a ball in the dirt. He completed 7 passes in this football game. It's not like he was on fire. So people don't like Doug Pederson for maybe reasonable reasons, but I just think the outrage here is misplaced.
I get it. Yeah. It's not a sacred week, Nick. I think you make a good point. And if Doug Pederson wanted to lose the game, he would have started Carson Wentz. But if you want to see that much of Sudfeld, then start him in the second half and give him a full half to go. To take him out in the fourth quarter.
That's what I was going to say. Put him in for a full half.